In this video, young riders are regretting passing on offers from Aprilia, says Aleix ESPARGARO. Andrea DOVIZIOSO apologizes to RNF Racing for race-ending rider error at Argentina. And has Raul Fernandez reached a turning point with a racing strategy in Premier Class? My name is Sankalp and this is your Racing News Picks. After a very dominant 2-day weekend in Argentina, Aleix ESPARGARO finally managed to open his win account in his 17 years long GP career. Although Jorge Martin led most of the race, in the last 3 laps, Aleix proved that he had something more in the bag and was just playing smart by letting Martin do all the hard work of leading the race. A few years ago, Aleix came very close to hanging the leathers, but what kept him riding was the fact that a lot of riders from smaller categories were constantly passing on the opportunity to step up to the Premier Class with Aprilia. Aleix ESPARGARO says young riders who prefer to wait for another bike will regret not joining Aprilia following his maiden Motogp win in Argentina. Aleix started by saying, "I remember perfectly when I was in Suzuki with Maverick and I finished there because I was not competitive enough. Aprilia called me and I was obviously not on the top of the list of the fast riders at all. But nobody was going there and the fast riders didn't want to go there because nobody believed in the project. So from the first day I said, I will try to make this bike shine. I will try to take this bike to the top." Even 3 years ago, we tried to convince some young riders to come who are still in Moto2, but they would say, "I prefer to wait for another bike." So this made me more hungry and gave me extra motivation. I said, "Okay, you will remember this day in your life when you say no to Aprilia." The level we are showing now I think is really good. Still a lot of work to do, but I think the young riders in Moto2 and Moto3 are starting to see the project from Aprilia as a little bit more serious, like a real option for the future. Aleix concluded by pointing out that Aprilia's win is also great for the competition and also for the show. Aleix said, "This is also great for the sport and for the championship. Now there are a lot of strong manufacturers and you can win with any bike. This year, KTM has won, Ducati has won and now Aprilia has won. Honda is very strong and so are Suzuki, and Yamaha won last year. The level of the category is simply unbelievable." Andrea Dovizioso's race at Mandalika ended with a technical problem, and the same seemed to be the case at Argentina as well. But as it turns out, it was his own error which confused him and ruled him out of scoring any points in the race. At the start of the race, Dovi forgot to unlock the front hole shot device of his RNF Yamaha M1. That meant the fork didn't release under braking for turn 1 and instead remained compressed. Unsure of the cause, Dovizioso pitted at the end of the lap before realizing the error, but by the time he pulled back out of the pit lane, he was already 3 laps down. A dejected Dovi started by saying, "I am very disappointed. This has never happened to me. I made a mistake and forgot to unlock the front start device. I locked it, but I didn't move the lever that I needed to move to unload the device at the first corner. I didn't think about that. Everything at the front was locked. But when I stopped in the pit lane, I realized this was my fault." Apologizing to the team, Dovi concluded, "I'm really sorry to the team because this is something that doesn't need to happen." And after Gardner, Binder and Bezzecchi scoring points in the first 3 rounds of the season, Raul Fernandez remains one of the 2 rookies yet to score any points in the Premier Class. But after the Argentina GP, Fernandez is adamant that he has finally figured out the art of doing a MotoGP race. Fernandez started by saying, "I had an amazing start to the race, especially a great first turn. Then when I saw Miguel, I told myself I had to stay with him in order to learn from him and more about our bikes. The first part of the race, I made some mistakes and that cost me a loss of time, and towards lap 6-7, I took a deep breath and tried to remain calm, focus and continue with the pace I had and give it my all. Most importantly, I learned how to do a MotoGP race. I did a clever race and I'm very happy about it." If you made it till here and still are not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. Here are 2 more videos which you might enjoy. My name is Sankalp and I'll be back with another video very soon.